Do you want to be a streamer, but you want to save some bucks? We're going to help you figure out how to do that. Hey everybody, it's Chris from FamilyGeekery, and today we're going to be checking out this Vivitar Creator Series Studio Mic USB. And this is actually going to be the first in a series of what I'd like to call budget gamer setup reviews, because we're also going to be taking a look shortly at the Vivitar Creator Series Studio Light Pocket, and then we're going to be looking at the ONN Surf 1440p webcam with ring light. So these three together are going to put together a pretty nice streaming setup for a fraction of what it would cost if you bought maybe like an Elgato or some other brand like that. So let's start looking at this microphone first. So let's check out the marketing info on the box first. It says Studio Mic USB with built-in ambient noise cancellation. It shows live monitor, so we can plug some headphones into it. USB-C power, that's nice. I like to have more devices using USB-C versus some of the mini USB or micro USB. Angle adjust, that's nice. Color selectable LED matching any streaming setup. We all know that we need to push this color button to get our colors all set up, because that's going to make us a better gamer. But let's keep on looking. The sides looks like just Vivitar, and then on the back shows all the necessary information. We got touch control, instant mute, so I guess you can just tap on the top there to mute it. Recording type, it says supercardioid, so that's going to be the recording pattern. So that's going to be probably all just front facing audio, so it should in theory block any kind of audio coming from the sides and the back, which is good if you're going to put it in front of you and you just want to pick up your voice and not the clicking of your keyboards. Let's see, color effects. Of course, we have to have some color in there. We got a gain, mute, and noise cancellation knob. Got a volume adjust for headphones. Got a color changing button. Locking knob for the sides. That's nice. I've had some other ones that these locking knobs haven't been very tight and the thing will just keep on tipping over. Built-in effects reverb knob. That's going to be fun to play with. See what kind of reverb sounds we can get out of it. Then we got the input for our headphones, USB, and it comes with the USB-C cable, of course, the microphone, and some other specs. So let's open this bad boy up and see what it looks like, and then we're going to test it out with some audio test. Alright, so here it is out of the box, and it came with a USB-C cable. It came with a quick reference guide, quick start guide. Came with a user manual, which is honestly less information than the quick start guide. It just has all the disclaimers about, don't try to eat this or don't throw it in a bathtub or something. And then it came with this guy here, one of those standard don't return this to the store, call us first. These are probably in there just because there's a lot of less than tech savvy people, and if they don't get it set up right in Windows or something, they don't want you to return it. They want to actually spend a couple minutes maybe trying to help you out with that. So let's look around the body itself. The first thing I notice is down at the bottom here, it actually shows a pattern of the cardioid pattern. And one thing that was kind of perplexing is all around it is this kind of residue that's almost like if you had a hot glue gun that started dripping everywhere. So I'm not sure what caused that. There's some on the back here on the screen. It doesn't look like anything is not set up right. It's just maybe just from the manufacturing process or maybe from the packing process. It was packed very well. It was packed in some really nice styrofoam inside there. So I guess the next step is plugging it in and seeing how it looks and seeing how it sounds. So as a disclaimer, I'm right now using my standard setup, which is actually, let me move it into focus here, this guy. So that's what I'm usually talking into, just another USB gaming mic. Now I can't change the colors on this one, it's always red. And this isn't a super sound treated room. This is just a messy office, which if you want to save some money on sound treating your room, just put a bunch of junk in it. That's a little tip there for you. So this is plugged right into my iPad Pro, which is what I'm recording with, straight into the USB-C jack. So the recording software just picks it up as a microphone. So I'm going to attempt to do the same thing with this. Just plug the USB-C cable or get an adapter and plug this right into my iPad as a USB-C input mic, and that's how I'm going to be testing. So to start off the testing, I'm actually going to keep my mic here for this first portion, right in front of the camera, facing right at me, and assuming it has the same kind of cardioid pattern, this will be picking me up in the same direction as the Vivitar will. So let me get a quick test sound bite with this camera. This is a test of the HyperX USB mic. This is a test of the Vivitar USB microphone with active noise cancelling off. This is the test of the Vivitar USB mic with active noise cancelling on. Alright, so as you just heard, it seems as if this microphone is not going to work with my iPad Pro. I had it plugged in directly just like I do with my HyperX that I'm using right now, and I used both the included USB cable going to a converter like this to bring it to USB-C, and I also tried with a USB-C to USB-C cable, and the results were the same. It started off sounding fine for about 3 seconds, and then it was just Echo City, like bad. Like it kept on getting into a feedback loop. It was completely horrible. So the next thing I did was plug it into the computer to see if it was just isolated to a iPad Pro thing that it didn't like. So I plugged it into the computer, and coming up next I'm going to give you some audio samples of that. But before we go there, since I still have it plugged in here to the computer, I will go ahead and show you some of the features, like this color changing button. It does give you a couple options, so green, purple, kind of a greenish rainbow, purplish rainbow. This one's fading between a couple colors, and then off, and then back to green. And when you tap the mute button on the top, it goes red. That's a nice feature to let you know that you've accidentally muted it, just in case you're not plugged into the micro or the earphone port. The controls are a little plasticky, a little cheap feeling compared to some of the other mics I've tested. The reverb one is just a dial that goes from off to all the way on, and you can pick anywhere in between that you want. The volume, same thing, goes all the way from off to all the way on. And then the gain knob is kind of a knurled knob that's kind of clicking incrementally, and it just continuously spins. So it gave me no real indication of when the gain was at its lowest or at its highest. I just had to kind of listen and see. Now overall the gain, I would say, was not as good as maybe the HyperX, and it has a couple features on here. So the gain knob also acts as the active noise canceling. So if you hold it in, then you can see this color went out, and if you hold it in again, this light comes on. So that's telling you that the noise canceling is on. But the noise canceling, I would say it's more like a gate than anything else. So it's more like an audio gate. And in the test, you'll hear me do a really soft, like a whisper, with it turned off, and then directly after that I'm going to do a whisper with it turned on, and I don't think you'll hear that. So it's basically just a noise gate. Now that being said, with the noise gate turned on, I didn't like how harsh the gate was, so it had a really strong attack, so it didn't seem very good. Also in the audio test that I'm about to play, I did test out the cardioid feature. So I held it in front of me, then I held it to the right, then I held it to the left, and then I turned it around. And then also in the test, I did some tapping on the body itself. and clicking of the buttons so you could see how that would sound. And spoiler alert, don't ever tap it or click any buttons if you're going to use this while you're actually playing a game or recording a stream or something. But other than that, the build quality is decent for the price. The stand is decently weighted. The screws do hold it in place fairly well. So build quality for the price was fine. So let's go ahead and listen to this playback of the recording that I did on my computer. This is a test of the Vivitar USB mic with noise cancelling on. This is a test of the Vivitar USB mic with noise cancelling off. This is a test of the Vivitar USB mic with reverb turned up. Test, 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 1, 2, 3. This is a test from the front. This is a test from the right. This is a test from the left. This is a test from the rear. This is a test of changing the colors. This is a test tapping the outside. So for this mic itself, before testing the other devices in future videos, for this mic itself, I would say for the price point, which was right around $40 at Walmart, I don't think that I would recommend this over something like perhaps the Wave 1 made by Elgato. Because the Wave 1, I think, started off around $129, and I think it's gotten down to $99, and it may even be cheaper. You might find one on Marketplace for around $70. So this guy here versus the Wave 1 is going to be night and day audio quality wise, I believe. And the Wave 1 is going to give you some software that makes it well worth that extra money. Now, speaking of software, this one was plug and play in Windows. I just basically plugged it in and it came up with an audio input and an audio output. So the audio input was called like microphone VIV something something something, and then the audio output that you would actually hear through your headphone port was just called speakers, and then in parentheses was VIV something something something. So it did function well plug and play wise, but the type of control that you can get over the audio and over your audio settings themselves through the Elgato software is far superior. So if you absolutely can't afford one of the better quality ones, then for $40, this is better than maybe using your headset as the microphone input, or maybe using the built-in microphone on your laptop if you're going to be using it for a laptop. But if you can save up a little bit and get one of the better quality ones, like maybe a used Yeti made by Blue Microphones, or a Snowball, or one of the Elgatos, then I would say go ahead and save up for that. So that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, go ahead and give me that thumbs up, give me a like. And if you want to see more, if you want to check out the other reviews I'm going to do on the other equipment, then go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss those videos. Don't forget to also check out our Family Geekery Podcast. Every Tuesday we put in a new episode covering everything from video games, anime, computers, just all kinds of stuff, comic books, just anything geeky. We talk about it, so go ahead and check that out. Thank you again for watching, and until next time, peace out and geek out.